For nearly a century, Superman has stood as the blueprint for what a hero could be. He's been reimagined, rebooted, and reborn countless times, but at his core, he remains a symbol of strength guided by compassion. With a brand new film just around the corner, it's time to take a closer look at the legacy behind the cape and the future that now takes flight. Superman's story doesn't begin with greatness, it begins with loss. Long before he became a symbol of hope, he was just a child, Kal-El, born on the dying planet Krypton. In a desperate attempt to save his only son, Jor-El placed him in a spacecraft and sent him across the stars, not knowing if the boy would ever survive or be welcomed. That tiny ship crash-landed in the heart of Kansas, where two kind farmers, Jonathan and Martha Kent, found the child and raised him as their own. They named him Clark. And while his body grew stronger under Earth's yellow sun, it was their love and guidance that truly shaped him. Because Clark Kent wasn't taught to be a god, he was taught to be good. As he matured, his abilities emerged: unimaginable strength, the power of flight, heat vision, super speed, and more. But the real transformation happened inside. Clark never saw himself as a savior. He saw himself as a man trying to do the right thing, even when the weight of the world rested on his shoulders. And that's what makes Superman so compelling. Not just the powers, but the restraint. The choice to protect rather than dominate. The willingness to help, even when the world pushes him away. Of course, no hero is without weakness. Kryptonite, the green, glowing remnants of his home, can bring him to his knees. A red sun strips away everything that makes him super. But Superman's true vulnerability lies not in rocks or radiation. It lies in his heart, his love for Lois Lane, his connection to humanity, and his refusal to kill, no matter the cost. In a world that often values power above principle, Superman is different. He holds back. Not because he can't win, but because he knows what it means to lose. Over the decades, different actors have stepped into the cape, each bringing something unique to the role. Christopher Reeve brought warmth and unwavering hope. His Superman smiled easily, carried himself with grace, and believed the best in people. Then came Henry Cavill, whose version was forged in a more complex world. His Superman carried guilt, pressure, and the scars of impossible choices. He was powerful, but also profoundly human in his isolation. Now, in 2025, David Corenswet takes flight as the newest Man of Steel. Chosen by director James Gunn, Corenswet isn't just another actor in a cape. He brings a quiet strength, a sense of humility that Gunn described as someone who makes you feel safe just by standing there. He's not trying to recreate the past, but to build something new. And that's exactly what this upcoming film promises. Set to release on July 11th, 2025, Superman marks the beginning of a brand new era for DC. It's not an origin story. Clark is already active, already trying to balance his life as a journalist and as a hero. But this time, the world around him is more complicated. Governments are skeptical. Enemies are more calculating, and even the people he protects don't always agree with his choices. Standing at his side is Lois Lane, portrayed by Rachel Brosnahan, a fierce, intelligent reporter who challenges Clark as much as she supports him. And in the shadows, a dangerous mind waits. Lex Luthor, played by Nicholas Hoult, is not a cartoon villain. He's a man driven by envy, intellect, and the belief that Superman may be the world's biggest threat. But Clark won't face these challenges alone. This new story introduces a wider cast of characters: Hawkgirl, Mr. Terrific, Guy Gardner's Green Lantern, and even Krypto, Superman's loyal dog. Together, they represent a universe that's just beginning to unfold. Visually, the film blends tradition with reinvention. The Red Trunks return, not just for nostalgia, but to remind us that Superman isn't a weapon. He's someone who stands with us, not above us. James Gunn has drawn inspiration from legendary comics such as All-Star Superman, Birthright, and the animated Fleischer shorts. The result is a Superman who feels familiar yet refreshed, timeless yet modern. This movie isn't a continuation of the DCEU. It's a complete reset, a new foundation for stories to come, including Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, and a wider Justice League universe. But even with all that world building, Gunn insists this is, first and foremost, a personal story. A story about identity, about values, about how a man who could do anything chooses to live with purpose and restraint. So, who is Superman? He's the child of two worlds, forever walking the line between alien and human. He's the protector who believes in us, even when we've lost faith in ourselves. He's not defined by his strength, but by his choices. And this summer, a new chapter begins. One that doesn't just reintroduce a hero, but reminds us why we ever looked up to him in the first place. Let us know in the comments, who is your Superman? Reeve's classic charm, Cavill's brooding strength, or Corenswet's hopeful beginning? Because on July 11th, the sky won't just open for another reboot. It might open for something far greater. A Superman we can believe in again.